I guess it kind of looked like PJs. So I look like I wore my PJs to church. Hey guys, good evening. So, today was really long. I decided to go to church today, and that was probably too much if I'm being honest. I mean, it's important to know your limitations, and I guess I'm still learning my limitations, so I didn't, I just figured, it would be like normal, right? Just a little bit of pain. And so I was like, oh, I'll just go to church and it'll be fine. It'll be just like normal. Everything will go back to normal, but everything will not go back to normal. It was super exhausting, and, I'm sure eventually I'll get to the point where it will not be so exhausting, but, like, I got home after church and I was just out. Like, I took a long nap. And then, like, I've been in a lot of pain, and, like, I have not walked that much, like, since my procedure, and then even, like, before that. I mean, we walked to the hospital a couple times. But, like, after I got the tube in, I think the most I walked was, like, to the bathroom and back and around my room. But, like, I definitely did not walk as much as I walked today, and so I think I'm just like, whoa. I definitely need to push myself, but I think I pushed myself a little too hard. But that's okay, because you kind of need to learn to know your limitations, and now I know not to push myself that hard. Also, apparently, I wore, okay, so this shirt, you can't really, like, see the whole thing, but I thought it was just like a regular shirt, right? One of my friends gave it to me. But I guess it was supposed to be like a pajama shirt. But, like, it doesn't say pajama. But I guess looking at it now, it kind of looks like pajamas. And I wore it, I should not have lifted my leg. I wore it with leggings. And, I guess it kind of looked like PJs. So I look like I wore my PJs to church. But, hey, who cares, right? Everybody wears their PJs to church once in their life. Well, okay, it doesn't say pajamas, so I don't think I actually wore my pajamas, but it looks like I wore my pajamas. And, like, somebody asked me, they were like, are you wearing pajamas? And I was like, oh. I guess it does look like pajamas, but I'm not that concerned about it. If I wore my pajamas to church, hey, that's a fun story. Sitting on you? Sorry. Anyway, sorry about my loud pump. It's so much louder than the one at the hospital. I don't know why it's so loud. Apparently it's like an older pump, and it doesn't work right, just so you know. But they gave us a new one, but it was broken too, and so it's just kind of like, okay, whatever. But, today wasn't necessarily a bad day. It was so good to be back at church and see my friends, and to and to just, being in church and watching church online is like two different things. I know it's like the same music and the same preaching and stuff, but it's different. Like, being in fellowship is just like a lot different than just watching it from your hospital bed. So it was really nice to be back in church. But other than that, it was a very uneventful day. We came back home and I took a long nap. And then I woke up and then I think we watched a movie. For some reason, my siblings picked out this Christmas movie. So we were watching a Christmas movie, which, you know, is totally fine with me because I missed most of the Christmas season because I was in and out of the hospital and I was sick. And then, like, I went into the hospital and, like, all the Christmas trees were still up because I went in, I think it was, like, the 28th or something. So, December 28th, so it was, like, right after Christmas. And so, I kind of missed the Christmas season, but it's okay. It's not a big deal. Apparently, my dad, when I first went in the hospital, he was like, oh, we can leave up the Christmas tree for you. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet, thank you. But then I was in the hospital for so long, and they were like, my mom, like, she stayed at the hospital with me the whole time, but she was like, I don't want the Christmas tree to be up when we get back. And I was like, I want the Christmas tree to be up when we get back, but of course, mothers always win. So, it's okay though. The Christmas tree will be up again. Technically this year, because it's 2018, so it'll be up again in November. So, it might be December. I don't know. It's okay though. But it was kind of funny though because they picked out like a really cheesy Christmas movie. It was so cheesy, and it was like it wasn't Hallmark, but it very well could have been. It was so cheesy, but it's okay. It made me smile. But that was my day. Now I'm gonna prop myself up and go to sleep because apparently you're not supposed to sleep laying down if you're on continuous feeds, because like if you think about it, a normal person, if they eat, then they eat sitting up and then they digest and they're sitting up, but then if you're laying down and you're digesting, then it just doesn't work right. You like have some indigestion, and I'm already having lots of problems with not digesting my food. So they want me to sleep at like a 45-degree angle, but it's like the bottom bunk, so a 45-degree angle, my face is like right here, but it's okay. Also, I mean, as you can see, I filmed another vlog. I don't know if it's gonna be like an everyday thing, but this was a really good coping mechanism, and so I feel like I'll probably, you know, you don't just need to cope at the hospital. You know, when you have a chronic illness, it's kind of like you cope every day. And so I just figured it would be really cool just to keep like a video diary and a vlog at the same time. So like in a couple years I can look back and I can be like, oh, that was the day I wore my pajamas to church. And so just kind of little things. So little side note there. And also a lot of people were like, no, do it. So I figured it may not be like an everyday thing, but I figured I would do it. Still, I'm not gonna quit, but it may not be like an everyday vlog. I've said that like 4 times, I'm so sorry. But I've had my medicines, so I'm gonna go to bed. Good night, guys.